Hello and welcome to The Resourceful Woman. Today I'm going to be showing you something that I've just made recently for my cats. It is an upcycled pet bed made out of, mostly the fabric from a previous pet bed that was broken, and also some offcuts from the foam from back when I refurbished my dining chairs. So this is a fully upcycled project, which I did in like a day, give or take, and it was just really quick and fun, and I hope you enjoy it. This project began life as cast-offs from my dining chair refurbishment. I had all of these little scraps of foam padding left over, and I knew that I wanted to reuse them rather than just throw them straight in the bin. I got a further push when I was getting ready to decorate for Christmas, and I accidentally broke this other cat bed that used to sit at the top of the stairs. So now I not only had a bunch of foam waiting to be turned into a cat bed, I also had a broken, unusable bunch of material that already had cat hair all over it. Now, for those of you who don't know my cats, they are quite large. I had ordered this triangular cat bed online, and of course it was too small, although Jay Catsby would sometimes try to cram his whole body into it. I decided what I needed to do was find a way to expand the cat bed with the amount of fabric I had. I decided to make a wider base with a rounded top, as the pointy top of the triangle bed just seemed like wasted space. I measured the lengths of the outside fabrics, 23 inches each, so I figured I could make a 46-inch curved roof and allow for a wider base with the same depth as before of about 10 inches. With all of that in mind, I started constructing a little foam padded seat. I had some spray glue, so I just went to town, sticking bits of foam together until I had a base, back, and sides. I didn't really mean to make it look like a little kitty sofa, but that's how it turned out, and it seems okay. I took apart the base of the old bed to make the sofa cushions, but I obviously didn't have enough to cover the whole inside, so I dug into my fabric stash and pulled out this blue polyester blanket material. I sewed together the sofa cushion fabric and the blue polyester in order to make a kind of slip cover for the whole piece. Now, you'll see several times through here that I'm tearing up the old cat bed with a razor and marking up fabric with a Sharpie. In general, I do not recommend doing this. I was being a bit cowboy in my approach to this, and along the way I was thinking, it's just a cat bed. They're not going to notice, they're not going to care. But yeah, I would say most of the time try to use like proper dressmaker's chalk, fabric pencils, stitch removers, things like that. But I was just sort of making a mess and having fun as I was doing this. I constructed the roof out of 2 equal length pieces of cardboard. Then I decided it didn't have enough structural integrity, so I later went back and reinforced the arch with a couple of wire hangers. I want to be clear, I really didn't know what I was doing, but it seems to have worked. I needed more fabric for a backside, so I just used more of the blue polyester. I used the cardboard arch to figure out the curvature of the back piece that I needed, and then folded that in half to make it symmetrical. To figure out the front, I laid what I had from the previous bed of both the front and the back pieces. If I split the triangle from the back of the old bed in half, it would almost but not quite help cover the area that I needed for the front. I laid the pieces together over the back piece to figure out what was still missing. I had some white blanket-like scraps in my stash, so I used those to fill in the gaps. The sides had previously been sewn together all around with an inside lining encasing MDF. I made things a little easier for myself by just gluing the polypropylene lining to the cardboard, then sewing together all of the outside pieces as another sort of slipcover. With the bed constructed and covered and the roof constructed and covered, now I just needed to secure it all together. I glued the bed down to a cardboard base, then taped the arch sides into place just to secure them until I could pin them down with a staple gun. stapled down all of the outside fabric all around until the bed held together as a single stable unit. All in all, this really didn't take too much time, and it cost me absolutely nothing, as everything I used was an upcycle from something else. So I'm pretty pleased with the result. I haven't seen either cat napping in it yet, but I think they will give it a try eventually. After he had first seen it sitting in its new place at the top of the stairs, my partner remarked that he thinks it looks just like a professionally made store-bought cat bed. So you can understand why I think he's so great. Thanks very much for watching. Please be sure to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a comment if you have any questions or if you've ever attempted something like this, and I'll see you next time.